What is up, Teach Better family? Good morning. This is your Teach Better Today morning show coming to you every morning, Monday through Friday, on all your different social media platforms. I'm taking over today. Ray's out of here. It's me and Katie. We're excited to chat through some stuff. I'm probably just going to make it up as we go along, but it's going to be a good time. And Katie's here to keep me in line. So I think everything's going to be okay. We're going to roll a clip for about 30 seconds, and then we're going to be back and get into some goodness. We'll see you in a minute. All right. Welcome to your Teach Better Today morning show every morning, 7 a.m. on all your favorite social media channels. Katie, what's up? How are you?
Hi, buddy. I cannot believe that they let us do this.
It's alarming that you all let me do anything at this point. But here we are.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I don't even know what day it is. But
We
I'm
do
here.
know. We do know what day it is, and we know the real reason we were asked to tag
I
in.
know. Okay. Yes. It's not because anybody trusts me. It's because Ray's out.
Yes.
So do we need to show Ray a little love? Let's show Ray a little love.
Yeah. If you're in the comments, drop some green hearts, drop a little positivity. Ray is out. Ray is typical Ray. Jeff, I think it's kind of funny. She says she's only going to take a short period of time off because we all know she'll be bugging us like in a couple days.
Well, that's the thing is like she's like, well, like she's supposed to take this much time off, but she's like, but I'm only gonna do like this, and we're like, no, take this. She's like, but I'm like, look, you can work if you really want to, but we're going to say you're taking this, and we're not going to bother you. But yes, like I don't know how to stop her from bothering us. That's the problem. But
I know.
yes,
I didn't know how to gently tell her, like, hey, Ray, when you take time off, then we don't get as many messages. So, like, it's
yeah,
kind of
like
a break for
that's
us.
yeah, like when she told us that she had to go out for this thing that she has to go out for, we were like, that's great. We've been trying to get rid of you. And then she's like, but I'm gonna be back really quick. And we're like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Just kidding. We love
Yeah.
Ray. We wish her well today as she has her surgery and hope everything goes well. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean,
And for those of
maybe
you who might be worrying right now, she's okay, fairly
she's fine.
routine, just something she needs to get done, all good. But like he said, green hearts in the comments would definitely help. I think that
Yeah, I
at
agree.
least it can't hurt. I
Because
don't
you
know
all
that it
know,
actually helps in any way. I'm not sure if I believe that, but like I'm
it
excited
might.
to see him. You know, I think
Well,
so.
here's the reality is I don't know what time she was actually going in, but you know that if she has any availability to check in to
She's
make sure that we're
watching.
doing our job, she
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, she will.
So
So Ray, if you do watch this, we actually do love you, and we hope that everything's okay. And please
heal.
don't work for a while.
Yeah, leave us
Yes.
alone. Heal, take care of yourself. Jeff, how is life? I feel like we haven't been live together in like
We have. I was trying. I was trying to think. I'm like, when was the last time that Katie and I were the two on a live at all, or even any kind of screen? Well, I mean, we meet all the time on Zoom, but that's not what I mean. But
just
like
like an hour
a
ago.
screen that other people are going to see outside of the team, because
Right.
we're on screens with each other all the time. In fact, a lot today actually already. So
Mhm.
um, I might even go as far as say like too much this week, but um,
Eh,
I think that's fair, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, some weeks,
I don't think that's a
just
knock on either one of us.
it's
It's
the
just been a
end of the
lot this
week.
week.
It's the end of the
It
week.
is the
We've
end of the week
been,
for us, yes.
it's fine. It's fine.
But it's been a while. I
Um,
don't know. It probably would have been back in in the spring, Wednesday wake up.
really?
Probably there was probably at least one that we were both on that we did. Maybe
Yeah.
12-hour live. No, it had to be
No,
something bigger.
there had to been something.
Someone figure it out and let us
Right.
know. Help
There
us out.
surely we were together, but yeah, it's good to be back with you. We had Josh and Ray these last few days. We've had
Mhm.
kind of a mix of our team, which has been nice
Yes.
to be able to like have us all a part of it. It's been kind of fun. So yeah, I love this like today's show. I love that it's a little bit shorter. I felt like the
Mhm.
days that I wasn't active, like wasn't recording with people last school year, I did struggle to like be able to stay on just with our family, like how the
When we
time.
were going for 45 minutes or so, yeah.
Yeah, so I actually kind of like that it's like little shorter because it's like you can, get your fill.
Yeah.
We've had people tag us saying they've been watching it at different times throughout the day, which has been awesome. So yeah, give us some feedback. Like where are we at? Or because at this point we're at the end of August. So are
Mhm.
people back to school? Are we like this is the last couple of days of summer?
Yep.
Kind of give us some feedback in the comments. Where are you at? How have you been listening? How have you been tuning in? And
And do you like the shorter? Like, is it
yeah,
better that
yeah,
it's shorter? And how we're going about producing them and recording them and stuff like that? Like, do you like it? Do you not like it? Like, be really
yeah.
interested to hear. Not that we're necessarily going to change it based on what you say, but no, we typically do, right? We typically listen and try to do best
That's
we
the
can.
thing.
I
Yeah.
I really liked it. I really like how this came together. I'm super excited that the Sunday warm up is back. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
With Brad and Ray leading that again. It's going to operate very similar to how it has. Just I think they're making some improvements, some tweaks, and
Mhm.
similar shows. So that's on Sundays, lives just in the Facebook group. So if you're not already, go to teachbettergroup.com or just search it on Facebook to get into that group. It'll air. That's live on Sundays, and then again it'll go again on Mondays and everywhere
Mhm.
else. So it's kind of like a exclusive to the group if you want to be in there and engaged in the initial live stream, and then Mondays it replays again, so you can catch it everywhere. Also goes to the podcast, just like these do.
Mhm.
Everything that we do Monday through Friday, and actually now it's like a Sunday through Friday, all get put up onto the podcast as well. Teach Better
Yep.
Talk. So you can always grab the audio if you're driving or you got that truck to make school or whatever it might be. So love it.
Actually, Jeff, I have kind of a funny story about our podcast. So I come from a family that has several educators in the family. And so, obviously I'm like a part of the family. So I'm not anyone like cool to them. And I had a family member reach out the other day and said, "Hey, what's your team's podcast?" And so I sent it to her, and like an hour later, she literally sends like a picture of like my face with I think Ray. She's like, "Found you," and I was like, "Cool, thanks," because it is like different to have like your family that you like.
It was your face on the podcast?
It was like
Or
maybe they have found it on social media too.
what? Well,
Like
it depends how recent was it? Was it like a today,
it was
the
one of
morning?
these Teach Better
Well,
todays. Yeah,
so I did not tell you or Ray, but because um our like Spotify now allows video to be included in the podcast, so I've just put the video up with it.
cool,
So there are some that on Spotify the video is popping up too. But
awesome.
they could have found it on any of the other channels, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun. So do they think you're cool now?
I don't I haven't
Yeah.
decided. I don't even
Yeah.
wanna reach out because 'cause I'm like, what if I lost points? I felt like I was already dabbling, like, close to the negatives,
Yeah.
but
There was a short-lived period of time where my kids thought I was cool because I live streamed all the time.
right.
And I think they thought I was, like, live streaming Roblox or Minecraft or something, or gaming, and I'm like, "Well, that's not really what we do." But so I think it's worn off really, really quickly, but yeah, they used to think that was cool. Now it's like, eh. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my
yeah,
kids, like, still try to talk to me when they're, like, on a screen, like, we'll have it on, like, a computer somewhere else in the house, like, they know, "Oh, mom's upstairs live, so we can't go talk to her, but we can watch her," and I still, like my husband will be like, "Yeah, they tried to talk to you again." I'm
like,
like, "Do
on
they
this
know?"
like, they're
Yeah,
talking
like,
through the
they think
TV?
it's like a Zoom call. I'm like, some point,
That's
I think
funny.
they'll figure it out.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Do they really think they can hear him, or they're, like, goofing, having a good time because it's
I
funny because mom's on the
I
screen?
wanna hope they don't think that because I have never
Me like,
responded, so
you might wanna have some conversations with their teachers,
right.
if something's going on. That's funny, though,
Uh,
regardless. Okay.
speaking of children though, and our topic today, my daughter has a student teacher this year.
Ooh, so we're gonna talk about some student teachers and stuff and how we're gonna talk about that. So let's do that. I'm gonna play a video. It's gonna
I think
take
they're called
39
commercials.
seconds.
I think they're called
I'm sorry.
commercials.
I'm gonna play actually on my end, it's a comm. So I'm gonna play a comm
Mhm.
for 39 seconds,
Okay.
and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk. Welcome back to Teach Better Today, your morning show every weekday, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. All right, Katie, student teachers,
Yeah.
talk to me. Like, I don't even know what we're talking about. Like, so your daughter has a student teacher this year. Okay.
Yes, she has a student teacher. I met her at
Okay.
open house. Very
Great.
nice.
Great.
So where we live is right by two big universities. One of them
I was
is
just gonna ask, is it Illinois State that she's coming from, or he
yes.
or she? Is it
So
he, she?
no, that's what's interesting
No,
is
it's
her
not.
student teacher is from Illinois Wesleyan, which is a smaller private school,
Okay.
but Illinois State University, big teaching college. So
Yes.
my entire teaching career, we always had student teachers.
I know Ray always did too, as well.
Yes.
And that, were yours almost always from Illinois State? Because hers, I think,
Yes.
were all from Illinois State.
Yes. Yeah. And
Did you go
it
to
really
Illinois State?
I
I'm
did
sorry,
go
this is not on topic, but I don't know that about you. That's weird.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yes.
I just assume you came out a teacher.
I mean, I kinda
Like,
did,
they were like,
but
"Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Mi," or that's not your maiden
that
name.
wasn't my
It's
parents'
it's a
name.
teacher.
I mean,
Like,
I kinda did. I taught my son
and they,
to
like, smacked you on, like, they smacked you on the butt like they did on Baby, and you smacked them back with a ruler. And they
right,
gave you an
exactly.
apple, and you went to work. It was
Right.
great.
Right, that makes sense.
Sorry, that was
No, I did did
weird.
go to Illinois State University,
Okay.
bachelor's and master's from there. But it's a big education college. So it's
Yeah.
pretty common for teachers here in town to have student teachers and for them to just be a part of our careers in, our schools. But I started to think about it because some of my friends that I like work with, some of my former colleagues, they were talking about how they have their, student teacher starts this week or had started when school kids came in.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh man, I miss like starting with a student teacher." And I think there's this like kind of joking stigma that's like, "Oh, well, that's so that you don't have to do your job." And I do often, like whenever I would introduce my student teacher, I'd be like, "This is your student teacher for the year. I'm going to sit in the back and do nothing so that they can teach." Like but truly it is so fun to have them because they are looking at your exact classroom, same kids, same curriculum, same everything, but through a different lens. And
Mm.
so I don't know. And I was like, just kind of thinking about like beginning of the year stuff. I'm like, student teachers, there's a ton of like college students that are walking into schools and into classrooms for the first time, maybe like as this role ever, like maybe they've
Mhm.
just observed an hour or two. And I was like, it could be kind of fun to talk through like who has student teachers, what are the expectations, what are some like practices that people do? Because I feel like everyone approaches student teaching differently as far as like what are the expectations. I've worked with some student teachers who it's maybe a little bit earlier in their college career. With
Mhm.
Illinois State, they get them into schools pretty early. And
Okay.
so
So it's not necessarily always them doing, like, their final student teaching
correct.
work to okay.
Correct. Yeah. So sometimes you have student teachers who come in as like a sophomore and they're really just observing. They're just like watching how a classroom
Mhm.
works. They're watching how a school works. And then at least down here, there's a program in junior year where they're there like twice a week for a few hours. So they get some of that consistency.
Okay.
But again, not full time. But then, yeah, usually like sometime during that final year, they're in the classroom 100% of the time, treated
Is it
like
for the
a
full
teacher.
year or is it just a semester?
Um,
Is it
so
a
it
full
depends on what program you take. At Illinois
Gotcha,
State,
okay.
there's 2 programs. One's called traditional, which is a semester, and then one is called PDS, which is a year-long student
Okay,
teaching program.
gotcha.
So yeah, so I don't know. I would love to hear in the comments, do people have student teachers? What are our thoughts on student teachers as far as like some people don't want to open their classrooms, right? Like that is the first thing is
That's what I
this
was gonna ask, kinda like, what's the pros and cons? Obviously, it's
right.
easy to think of the pros. You got someone else that's there with you.
Yep.
They might be able to take some stuff off or like, but what are the cons? And like, so
Mhm.
one, yeah, like you kinda open yourself up to, I don't wanna say ridicule, or but like someone who's now seeing like the behind the scenes of what you do. And you're
Well,
now performing in front of another person that's not a
mhm.
student, so it's different. You also have to you have to help them. So like,
Yes.
and you got a classroom full of 20, 30, whatever kids, also another person who you really want to succeed as well. That's a completely different curriculum. like,
Mhm.
and so I'm curious, like for you, if like, do you think of it in the comments if you want to chime in, like to you, is that teaching? Is it and this might all be yes. Is it coaching or is it like training? So like in my mind, I was like, okay, is that like when you get a new hire at a restaurant and you got to get them trained up on back line and
Mhm.
stuff like that? Or is it like a coach where like they've got the skills, I'm just gonna help guide them into it? Or is it like teaching where I'm like, I feel like I need to like, I guess, and really teaching is both of those. So it's kind of, I guess it falls.
But
I guess where
so
does your mindset go? Like your
yeah,
role in their success, and
so
probably
I
changes based on what program they're in and where they're at. But
right. I think my approach changed over the course of my career. I think early
mm,
on, I was very much like, "You are in my classroom, here's what I would do," and I was very much, like, projecting what
watch and
they
learn.
should. Yeah, I was like, "I'll do it first hour, then you do the exact same thing second hour."
Yeah,
And then kinda over time, I realized, like, that isn't helping them because they're gonna walk out at the end of this, and they have to do it all on their own, in their own way.
hmm,
And it's so interesting, Jeff, like, having student teachers come in because by the last, like, few that I had, I would literally be like, "Here's what I would do, but, like, what would you do?" And that
hmm,
made them so uncomfortable because they were like, "Well, I'll just do how you do it." And I'm like, "Well, like, what do you wanna do? Do you how would you handle this situation? How would you discipline this student? Are you gonna give homework tonight?" And sometimes the free reign was actually more nerve-wracking because they couldn't just
yeah.
copy and paste. But I felt like that truly helped them grow because they then could, like, stumble and fall. Not to be like, I wasn't trying to set them up for failure, but
Sure, you were gonna catch them, but
yes,
I
absolutely.
it's funny when you're saying that, and my mind goes to the first time I visited Ray's classroom, and I've told the story a whole bunch of times where a student walked up, and I don't remember, she's like, "Miss Hewart, blah, 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 blah," and Ray went, "Well, I don't know, what do you think?"
Uh-huh.
Like, and it was an easy answer question. It was like, "Can I do this for to complete this thing?" And she went, "I don't know, what you think?" And the student, like, stopped for a second and went, "That's right, I make this decision," and walked away. And it's like, the first couple times that happens for a student, it's really uncomfortable because 'cause they're like, "I don't know, that's why I'm asking you." Like,
Right.
and I'm used to just asking you and getting it. And it's also similar, I assume, for I mean, you come in as a student teacher, like you're used to going, you ask a question, you get an answer, you get told what to do. And so when you go to someone and it's like, well, I'll just do what you do. And you're like, well, no, you don't have to. You can kind of figure out your own way. And they're like, this is really uncomfortable. But
Right.
I believe that like it's also really empowering, which is going to help them. So otherwise they're walking out just as a makeshift copy of you. Like,
Well, right,
you
and,
know what I
like
mean?
yeah, exactly, and it's hard as the cooperating teacher to, like, let go of the control, like, I totally get that,
Absolutely.
but at the same time, it's like, I wanted to be able to go down and make copies or go grab a cup of coffee and feel confident that they had the skills needed when we got to that point in the
Hmm.
semester, and so for me, I was like, "No, I want you to come up with whatever works for you, I want
Yeah.
you to, like, figure out, like, di if you assigned homework and they didn't do it, what's your plan?" And I would constantly like I had student teachers who jumped in on day 2 and were all about that life, and other people who it was like, "Okay, you've been
This
here
is,
for 3 weeks, you gotta get out of your
mhm.
desk, like, you know,
Well,
you
'cause
gotta
that's
go
we
teach."
most of our life, we're trained to just
Yes,
regurgitate, and as you're talking about, I'm sitting there going, like, it's like when we talk about a student, like, it's the difference between be able to repeat this back to me versus be able to critically think and figure it out,
yes.
and for so long, like, we're taught to just be able to repeat it back, and if that's how they've gotten through all the school, and they're like, "This is weird. Like, I don't
Well,
like
right,
this."
'cause I'm not that's why I tell them, I said, "I'm not going to your classroom with you, so you're gonna be in front of kids at some point alone, and
And it's
you're
gonna be
gonna have to figure it out."
hard, and you're gonna have to fit yeah, like, you'd have to know how to make the adjustments because
Yes,
of what you're trying to accomplish, not because of what you were supposed to do. Yeah,
yes.
I 100%,
So, I
that's
guess
awesome.
that's, like, kind of where I was just, like, thinking is, it's early in the year. If you are someone that has decided this year to take a student teacher, or maybe you've always had them, like, what's your approach? Kind of be intentional about it. If there's an opportunity for them to learn and grow early, even, like, attendance policy. Is that something you can let go of control and say,
Mm,
I need to know who's in my classroom. I need you to figure out how we're taking attendance and how it's getting reported. Go. Or lunch counts or any of those like little things so that they can build up the ability to problem solve
yeah.
for the content and the actual like teaching lessons. But I think like student teachers are so fun. They offer such a different perspective and insight. I loved when they'd come and be like, well, I really wanted to try this lesson plan, but I saw that you always do it this way. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Can you roll
Mhm.
it out by tomorrow? And it's like just
Yeah.
giving them some freedom lets them see what they're really capable of. And it might teach you something in the long run too.
Yeah, so I'd love to see it in the comments if you have or you've worked with or you're going to be working with what you thought, but I actually think there's a lot of power in going through that same thought process and asking yourself, these questions, even if you've never had a student teacher and you may never ever have one in your classroom, thinking through how would you approach it, and I think answering the question of like, what could I let go with? What would I be
Yeah.
okay? What would I be comfortable with other people seeing or learning from me or taking away, and how would I convey that? Because I think what you'll find is a lot of the answers to that and how you approach that is probably a lot of maybe how you should approach some of your students as well. But I think just thinking through that is really powerful, even if you're never ever going to have a student teacher. So regardless of whether you have one, are going to have one, or won't, I think if you can drop in the comments and let us know your thoughts, and I think there's a lot of power in that. Also, by the way, if you've never had one or you never will have one, you may throw something in the comments that helps someone that's about to have their first student teacher tackle it better. So,
Yeah.
well, looking forward to seeing what is put in there. That's awesome, Katie. Like it. Good
Yeah.
topic. Good
Well,
topic.
thanks. Yeah. I'm excited for all of our future teachers out there who are
Yeah.
pursuing this career, because it's awesome and it's so rewarding in so many ways, but student teaching is awesome.
Yes, I love this. I think this might actually be our longest episode of this show so far, and go figure, I'm on it. Like, I can't, that's not okay.
We knew that. We knew that. Actually,
Insane.
Ray and I think
I
have
didn't do
dabbled
it.
in this.
Like, I feel like I want to say you did more of the talking, but I'm not, like, you should have, and I'm not
You
sure
can
that
put it on
happened.
me. I can
Anyway, hope you have an amazing day. Hope we see you in the comments. Hope we see you back the next time. Is this on? Is it a Friday?
Today is not a Friday. You got one
Today's
more
not
day,
Friday. So we'll
buddy.
see you tomorrow. Yes. Okay. Appreciate you all. Have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your week, weekend, everything. We love you. And if you need anything at all, please, please, please let us know. We'll see you.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.